Alright guys, Tony here. We're back with another tool, and this one is called Bookmark Alpha. And you can see here, this is the user interface when it first starts up. Now it looks a little bit of an odd shape here, but it's an expandable user interface. We can just basically drag this forward and backwards, whatever. I like to just expand it, it's so much easier to work with. Okay, so I'm going to cover some things that are new for the Alpha tools. This is the second one we've done after Video Synd Alpha, and let's start with, first of all, inside the website manager, because this is something very special. Okay, what you can see in here is all the accounts that I've been creating, and you can see we've got some failed sites in here. Okay, now what you will see is we can delete sites according to the success rate. So if I want to get rid of some with under 40% or 30% success rate, I can just basically click there and that gets rid of it. I want to keep the ones around 40%. The reason for that is because I'm just playing a numbers game with these anyway. It really is just a numbers game. It's not, you know, I don't need 100% success rate every single time. So if I'm getting something between 40% to 100%, then I'm going to keep them, because I know it's just going to give me that randomness that will help when I'm doing my backlinking. Okay, now what we can do as well in here is we can scrape some sites as well. You can see in here we've got at the moment program for plague. What we're going to do with this is add Scuttle Plus and PHP Dog and maybe a couple of others, and we will add the ability for you to put in your own search strings as well. Okay, what we can also do with this is put in some keywords that we're looking for. I don't recommend we use that, because a normal bookmarking site will have keywords for various different things. The negative one, on the other hand, is a little bit more important, because you can put in keywords, say for example like Viagra, which you don't want to see on those sites, so that you're not backlinking from a bad neighborhood. Okay, so that's basically the website manager. This is a very useful tool, and you can reset to factory default as well if you ever need to, and that will bring back the initial sites that we put in here for you. Now the other thing we can do with this is we can add in our own sites as well. So if you want to scrape some sites yourself, or you can go to various websites where you can buy you know, plague sites and PHP Dog, etc. You can put these in here as well, and it will add them in there for you. Okay, so it's quite comprehensive as far as what we can do with the website manager. It's given us a little bit more control than what we had before. Okay, so let's go over to the accounts creator, and there's a couple of new things in here as well. Now, if you're familiar with our softwares from previously, you will know that we've got one-click bulk account creators. Okay, and basically what we can do in here is choose whether we want to create, 25, 50 different profiles. Inside every profile will have this amount of accounts, or it will have the accounts that you have got on your website manager. So if you add more, it's going to be much higher, for example. Okay, now what we've done differently this time is we've added this button here, create accounts only on selected sites. What that does, it gives us the ability to choose just established bookmark sites, or we can choose tier 2, or we can choose both. And if you take the OTO version, we will have our own networks of bookmarking sites as well. Okay, so you've got quite a good choice in here, which allows you to do things a lot faster, a lot more efficiently, and a little bit better than before. Now let's talk about the established sites for a while, because what I want to talk about here is that we should really be thinking about the established sites to have less accounts. We don't need thousands of accounts on these established sites. Okay, it's better to have less of these sites, but when we got less of these sites, we're building those accounts up. Okay, so we've got 22 established sites in here, for example. Say for example I've got 20 like I have here that's been successful. Then I want to use those 20 accounts again and again and again. Okay, with that in mind, what I did is I've got my coder to build in a crawler. Okay, so what you can see here is I've just put in, let's open this up and you can see better. You can see that I've put in the ability to add websites. Now you can see here I've got groupon.co.uk. You can put in CNN, BBC, sports sites, etc. And we can crawl, 5 deep, maximum pages up to whatever you want. You can put it 150, whatever you want. And you can put in some negative keywords in here as well, which is really important. Okay, so when you start to crawl, you will get results like this come back, and we can choose which ones we want to use. Okay, and we can simply click on here to send to, and we can send them over to the Bookmark Alpha tab. Now the Bookmark Alpha tab is the one that's posting to established sites only. Okay, tier 2 alpha, I wouldn't use this for that particular purpose, but what this will do is when we come into the Bookmark Alpha, if you want to go into the posting, you can just simply, let me just come back over here for a second. Sorry, I forgot to transfer those. Let me just transfer those over to Bookmark Alpha. We'll come back over. You can see here, it now opens Bookmark Alpha, and you can see that we've got some deals of the day for Groupon, etc. Now what we can do then is we can just send these over to our established sites. That's making the accounts look a little bit more authentic. They're looking a little bit more real and less likely to get deleted because of that. Okay, so I really encourage you to use less established sites. With the tier 2, you can go, crazy with those, because those tier 2 links are going to be bookmarking to the established sites. They can absorb those kind of links and the link velocity that might come with it, with using a tool like this. But for the established sites, we need to be a little bit more clever, a little bit more careful, and we will get better results. And while we're here in this tab, let me just clear this for a second. What you can see here, this button here, get YouTube URL variants. Now let me put in a YouTube URL in here, and I'm going to click get YouTube URL variants. And what happens is, you can see we've got these URLs been brought in, and they're all in Spintax format automatically for you. Okay, so that's taken one YouTube URL and it's using the 86 YouTube variations. You can see here m.youtube.be. That's for mobile version. Okay, that's the mobile version of the URL. Okay, for that one we just put in, and this spins all 86, and it gives us a little bit more diversity in our link building. Okay, you can take those URLs as well. You can just copy them and put them into spinner for tier 2, etc. as well, if that's what you want to do. Okay, but I wanted to add this in because a lot of people asking for it within the Facebook group, that we could have a tool like that, and it seemed a good opportunity to put it in here to make that happen. Okay, and when we click on the options in here, what you can see is that every single campaign has its own options. Okay, so if I go over to this one over here, for example, I'm just going to this one, and you can see I'm choosing to ping URLs after uploading. Okay, after posting, this should say posting. It's taken from the text we use for Video Synd Alpha. Index URLs after posting. Make a link wheel. So if you want to put a link to the last successfully posted URL, you can do that too. You can also schedule projects in here if you want to do things for launch tracking, for example. Okay, and we've also got the Long Tail Synd in here again, which is really important. Okay, but I like the Long Tail Synd. It does help us to get a bit of diversity, and it gives us the opportunity to target long tail keywords like no one else really can, unless they're using the same strategy. Okay, because all of these are going to be buyer keywords. I'll cover that in a little bit more detail in just a second. Okay, so in here what you can see is that we've got the options in there. Every campaign has its own options. Okay, we can go into the accounts over here, and you can see I've pulled in accounts. Let's take one that hasn't got any accounts yet, and all we need to do to get accounts is we click on the import button in here, and we choose which ones we want to use. Okay, so if I want to just post to established sites, then I can pull those in. Okay, and we can just click on import, and it will pull all those in. Okay, and you can use these, reuse these same accounts again and again and again for multiple campaigns, just by doing that, which is a really efficient system, and I like it. It does do a very good job at what it does. Okay, so what we can do then, if we want to add a project, just click on add. And you can see here we got some hyperlinks here. Now this is from the Video Synd, the Long Tail Synd Alpha tab in here. Okay, let me just close this and go there right now, and I'll just explain this very quickly in a couple of minutes. Okay, you can see here that there's 3 keyword elements I like to work with. Okay, this is the way I like to do long tail targeting. Okay, for example, words like easy, best, and awesome, they would be modifiers. Suggest keywords, these are the main keywords that we're going to be working with. Okay, and suggest locations, we can put in locations like London W1 or whatever. You can put in here New York, Manhattan, whatever you want to do in here for location, but we can also use it in the same way for an extra modifier at the end of a keyword phrase. So for example, if I click on preview here, it's going to do a mix between one of these, and one of these. Okay, so you can see here best from here, long tail keyword from here, and we got ranking strategy from here. Okay, let's do one more so you can fully understand it. Again, it's chosen best. Okay, long tail alpha is here, and the keyword strategy is here. Okay, that's how it works. Now if you've got 10 of these and 10 of these and 10 of these, you would simply you would have 1,000 variations. and that would use all 1000 variations as long as you've got enough accounts that you're posting to. Okay, in this case I've got 3 times 4. Sorry, 3 times 3 is 9, times 5 is 45. Okay, I've got 45 variations here. That's how it works, and that means that we can target long tail keywords a lot differently from other people, and I guarantee you all of these are going to be more likely to be commercially intent keywords, especially if you're doing local. Okay, especially if you're doing local. I will do an in-depth video on each of these tabs in the members area. I might even release some early into YouTube as well, and you can see all of this in action in depth. Okay, let's come back over to the Bookmark Alpha tab over here. So if I want to add a project in here, if I want to do some posting, what I can do then is I can put in a title. Okay, you need to put in a title in here. We have chosen in the options here to use long tail syndication. Okay, let's just choose that. We should always choose these two at the top. Whether you want to do link rules or not is up to you. You can choose how many threads you want to use. Okay, now if I want to use a long tail syndication keyword, I'm going to choose that, click and verify. Okay, what I need to do then when I'm doing a post is I need to come over here. I need to put in the initial one. Okay, I need to put in the initial one in here. So let's just jump over there and get one. Go to Long Tail Alpha, best long tail keyword for backlinking. I'll put in here. I just put the word for in here. Just makes more sense. Okay. Come back over to Bookmark Alpha, and I'm going to put in here for the URLs add. I'm going to put in the first one. Keyword strategy for backlinking, something like that. Okay, now what it will do then, because we've got that option checked there, is it will pull in the others and it will use spin tags for them. Well, what we can also do is in the description we can choose these modifiers, these tokens or shortcodes if you like, to be added into the description. Simply click on it and it will be added. Okay, so you can sprinkle those throughout your descriptions. Okay, which is really useful. Very easy to do, no copy and paste or anything like that needed, and it's very simple for us to do. Okay, so if I want to take the details from a YouTube video, I'm just going to grab one. Let's take from here, for example, and I bring this down in here, put in paste, get video details, and it's going to fill all that in for me. Okay, yeah, I'm still got my ability to add in here modifier, keyword, location, and I can put in here underneath somewhere title, and I can put in keyword, for example, and you can just use that, sprinkle it through. Okay, you would do it nicer than that. I'm just giving you some example very quickly how we can use it inside the tool. Okay, so that's the Bookmark Alpha tab. It posts to the established sites. Okay, and we've got the start syndication button up here. Now I'm missing some settings in here I haven't put in here. So you can see here we got choice of 3 different spinners: spin rewriter, best spinner, word AI. Captchas, we've got a whole host of these. 2 captchas, very good. We'll be talking to them, asking them for help to integrate their captcha system with our softwares, because they are very good. They're 100% human operated, and they're very good for the new reCAPTCHA 2.0 captchas that are coming up. They can solve those for us. Okay, we just need to talk to them to get them to work on that, so we will do that this week, hopefully get that done before we release the software. But you can see there's many options in here. Okay, and indexes, we got 5 at the moment. You can you can request some more. We've got the ability to add more in here as well. Okay, so let's take a look at the tier 2 alpha, and you can see in here I can import accounts again. Just go into the accounts tab, click on import. Let's import all of these, just select all, and you can see that I've pulled in 3,000 accounts. Okay, so that's what I've chosen to use for this particular campaign. Again, every campaign you need to choose whatever you want to use for your settings. Okay, do you want to use the Long Tail Synd Alpha strategy again in there? You can do that. Okay, and that's a good way to use Long Tail Synd with the tier 2. Okay, very simple stuff. Okay, ignore these at the moment, video bookmarks and image bookmarks. These will be in the OTO version, as will be the RSSX. I'll go through this in detail later. Okay, so what else we've added? Bulk Url Shortener, and this is very good. What we can do, click on start shortening, and let me just see. I did something not right. Now let's come back to URLs. I need to click on add. Let me just grab a URL again here quickly. Got a cranky throat again today, so you need to excuse me. I've been delayed a couple of days from doing this because of that. So let me just click on that to stop the syndication, and we can click on this one and start shortening. And that's just going to go ahead and start loading the shorteners and fill in the details for us. Okay, so we've got the URLs. Now what you can see in here is we can send to, again, so you can take a YouTube URL and you can put it in there. You've got a bunch of short URLs, and you can send them to Indexer, you can send them to Pinger, or you can send them to Bookmark Alpha. If you send them to Bookmark Alpha, it's going to be able to get posted to those different established bookmarking sites. That one needs a captcha. I'm going to skip that because I didn't put my captcha in there. Okay, so what else we got new? I've covered the account creator, indexers you've seen before, pingers you've seen before, lazy backlinks. I'll explain that in another video. Okay, and that's just about it, guys. That's the software in a nutshell. Now we will be adding more to it. Okay, we will be adding more to it. I've actually delayed it deliberately about a month. I've got my coder over here. I had to get him settled, and I needed a little break for myself as well. I kind of burned myself out a little bit, and we're getting back to normal now. So what we've done here is made it a very, very good first release. But if anybody has seen Video Synd Alpha and previous softwares we've done, you'll know that we do not build softwares just for launches. In fact, Video Synd Alpha has never been in a launch, yet it still did over 6 figures. Okay, and that's just the release. Now we will be doing a launch for that in November the 12th, but that's coming 6 months after we have created the tool, and that tells you that we want to get the tools stable. We want to get the tools as good as they can be. We keep improving on them, various updates done multiple times a month, and that's what we will be doing with this one as well. And we will be taking requests, feature requests from the customers as usual. Okay, now we're going to keep in the same Facebook group. There's no need for us to do a new Facebook group with every single new tool. So the Alpha SEO Facebook group is the main group now. John Curry is the admin in there. He's using these tools every single day, and there's a bunch of other people in there helping as well. Okay, so you can ask questions in there once we start to release the videos and stuff like that. I'm going to release this video today in about 20 minutes or so, as soon as I can get it rendered, and I'm going to leave it at that for now for a couple of days. If you got some questions, ask them in the Facebook group, and we'll pop in there and we will get answers for you. Okay, thanks.